What up YouTube? I'm Young Guru and this is Kerbal Space Program. Today we're starting off a brand new campaign mode, something which I've never done before. I've played around a bit in the sandbox mode where you have all the parts unlocked from the beginning, but career mode, my understanding, should be quite fun. I'm going to change our flag, a couple planets in that flag, I like it. And we're going to call this, we're not going to call it default because that's a bad name. We're going to call this Ballistic, Aeronautic, Kerbals. Quite possibly the greatest name for a game ever. People that really know me will know exactly why I feel that way. Let's start this. And we are at the Kerbal Space Center. Let's look at a few of these buildings. First, look at the tracking system. So this is Kerbin, our home planet, and if I can find, where are we on this map? The Space Center is right there. And that lighter greenish yellow. We're going to be starting off most of our things, I assume, on Kerbin. Then move out, try to get to the Mun, and Kerbin's other moon, Minmus. Then after that, let's look at the rest of the solar system. We got the star in the center, Kerbal. We got Moho, Eve, Duna. We got an asteroid Trace, Jewel, with all its assorted moons, just like Jupiter. Not quite all 44, I think, is what Jupiter has, but quite a few. And then our dwarf planet, what's it called? Elu. Very much like Pluto, it's on kind of an off-kilter axis. So that should be quite a challenge to get to. But let's return to Kerbin. Take a look at some of the other systems in the KSC. This is our airplane hangar where we build airplanes, runway where those airplanes take off. Then we got our, ooh, I can rotate here, did not know that. This is the rocket building center and the launch pad for those rockets. And what are these two? This is the lounge where we can hire all these various Kerbals. Jebediah, my favorite. Jebediah the Kerman. Bill Kerman. Bob Kerman. These are, everybody here is family. Quite nice. So this is probably important in career mode. I don't actually know what this room does other than probably hiring people. Well, he can be. Let's hire him. A lot of courage, a lot of stupidity. That's what I like to see. And this, Science Archives. Apparently we have absolutely none. Okay. And technology. Our starting parts. Command pod. A rocket engine. Solid fuel booster. Fuel tank. Girder segment. Commutotron. And a parachute. And I guess we need 5 science to unlock. Fuel tank, mystery goo containment unit, and a stacked decoupler. And we can zoom out even more. Alright, let's go on a first mission. Judging by the parts we have, I think it needs to be a rocket. Command pod. What going on here? Fuel engine, solid fuel booster, and a fuel tank. No control devices. Girder segment. Don't think we're going to need that. No aerodynamics. Parachute. Yes, let's put a parachute on this before we crash back down to Earth. Commutotron. this just go anywhere? Yes, just kind of sticking out on the side. No sub-assemblies, of course. So we haven't built them. Let's put a fuel tank. Let's put 2 fuel tanks on this. And a liquid engine. Let's see what we can do with this. And who are we going to assign to this? Jebediah. Yes, choose him. We will call this the that's a good name. Rocket Trial Mark 1. Give this a save. I assume, yep. And let's launch this bad boy. Let's see what happens. A little smooth jazz. Oh boy. Let's ramp up the thrust. Let's add another segment so we don't shoot off our parachute as we launch into space. And getting to space will probably not happen. Probably just launch as far up as possible. And then come crashing back down. So I don't think we have enough fuel to do really much of anything. I think what we're going to do once we get to the top of our ascent, we'll do a crew report and call it a day. Hopefully get enough science to do something useful. Let's see how high up we get. 11,000, 12,000 meters, 13,000 meters. Oh, we're slowing down. 14,000. Let's get to 15,000. 15.5, 15.6. Come on, you can get to 16. Still climbing, and we're not climbing anymore. Keep data. Let's get the first person view real quick. We have a lot of descent in our vertical speed. Let's get out of here. I do enjoy this first-person cockpit view. You can see your nav ball for driving, your altitude above sea level, your altitude above the ground, which is much more important, your throttle, and your vertical speed. And you got a little port, which apparently it's too dark to see anything out of. Let's kill our throttle. And let's set off our parachute. So as not to, oh boy, you better open up parachute. Maybe there's not enough atmosphere yet. Oh, we got quite a lot of atmosphere. Uh-oh, we might be losing somebody on the first go-round. Come on, parachute open. Oh, we're not even bleeding any vertical speed. This is bad news. Oh, parachute open. Oh, no. Oh, boy. This will be it. Oh, good. The parachute opened. Our first foray is not going to end in death. And we are falling at 10 meters a second. Not too bad. Are we going to land in the water? No. So I don't know if we can wiggle over anywhere, but I think we're close enough to recover. I don't really know what the distance for recovery is. It might just be anywhere on Kerbin, which would be quite nice. Not exactly skilled at hitting a target on a planet. I can get to a planet, but landing at the Space Center, ooh, that went pop. But look at Jedediah. He seems to be just fine. Oh, and he's happy now. Let's do a little EVA. Actually, we're gonna get back inside because I don't have a ladder on this. Recover vessel. That, my friends, is success. 5 signs for recovering a vessel. Crew report while flying over Kerbal shores. 8.5 signs. Can I see that report? Let's go to the Science Center. Science Archives. Flying low. 1 reports, 1 hidden. What's the hidden? Oh, right click. Recover a vessel. Crew report while flying over Kerbal shores. The shore looks inviting, and you watch the waves roll into the coast. Close report. Quite a nice report. Apparently, Mr. Mustachioed Man, Werner von Kerman, is telling me we've got a lot of research done on these subjects. I'm not sure about that. Let us research this. Oh boy. What do we got here? 15 science to get a stronger engine, a landing strut, and a radial mount parachute. A nose cone, a winglet, and a radial decoupler. Ooh, I'm gonna need those actually. Those are good. And here we got a bigger engine, or is that the pony engine? Sepratron. Ooh, a rocket fuel addition and a solid fuel booster. So I think we'll probably go for this first. It's going to take 18 science because it's got the decoupler, which is mighty useful. But we got a stack decoupler, which should make life a little better. With that, we may actually be able to make it into the atmosphere. No promises, though. Let's try, let's call this one Rocket Trial Mark II. And should stack decoupler, that's what I'm looking for. This will allow us to break free, so all that will be crashing down is this top section. Everything below it will break apart, which is quite useful. What else did we get? Oh. Okay, goo containment unit. Let's we'll try to add that in. I also like the fact that you got these things that have costs, but they haven't quite implemented a cost factor into the game, so it has no real impact into what's going on here. I think what we're gonna try, and this could blow up in our face, put a stack decoupler here and do a solid fuel booster as the starting stage. And I think on this mission, sorry Jebediah, we're gonna let somebody else go. That's Bob Kerman. He's not courageous, but he's also not stupid. Let's that looks like a good setup. And Rocket Trial Mark II. Let's see if we can hit the atmosphere. And if we do, oh no, I failed to do something. There's no mystery goo container. Let's revert back to vehicle assembly. Add a science container. The mystery goo pod. that it's probably going to kill our ability to fly straight up. So let's get rid of this antenna. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this on both sides. At least get a little symmetry going on. And with that, we should be good. The atmosphere is at, I believe, 65,000 meters up. So we're going to combine this rocket engine with that decoupler. We'll start off with the solid fuel. Once that runs out, decouple that, start off the liquid fuel boosters, decouple all that, and float back down. Oh, and apparently Jebediah is going on this mission, because I don't know how to set that. And 3, 2, 1, liftoff. And 1 kilometer already. Oh, this solid fuel booster is overheating quickly. This is not good. So I think we should hopefully be okay. 4,500 meters. Not bad. The question is, let's 10,000 meters. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, you can see a little bit of atmospheric drag going on. Again, I don't think this actually does anything, but it's kind of a visual representation of what's going on. And let's see how high we can float up. We've detached that other piece of debris. That rocket part is gone. We're light. We are flying. We are way up there. I wonder if I can flip this over. Yes. Give Jebediah a nice view of Kerbin. You see the blue of the horizon. I think we'll just look at... You can see we're still ascending vertically at about the same rate. It's slowly falling. But still over 100 meters a second. And we're approaching, that's 70,000. Yes, we are. Oh, this will be really bad if we float off into space. I don't think we have enough to do that. Though I'm not liking the fact that we're going to land in the water. And there is nothing I can do about that unless this pulls back and lines up here. Oh, that will be a travesty, but we're going to make it to 85,000. I'm thinking that's probably gonna tighten up and land back here because we have no horizontal motion going on. If we look at our ground speed, and we are still climbing. Flip right side up. Look how happy Jebediah is. What a goof. Are we climbing still? Oh, we're falling now. Observe the goo. Keep the report. Let's observe that goo. Keep that report. And let's do a crew report. Keep data. Contemplating doing an EVA, but I don't know if I trust that yet. EVA for extra vehicular, let's call it assignment. So I'm not exactly sure what it means. Ah, good. That seems to be tightening in. We have a much lighter pod now since we don't have any rocket fuel or rocket engine attached to it. So we should be good for landing without blowing anything up. Or I could be totally wrong, and this will be a tragic day for all Kerbal kind. And our debris is apparently still not on the ground. It's fallen away further from us, but it must have kept floating up, just not quite as high as we did. $35,000 feet, more than halfway back down. What is our vertical speed? Oh, it is over 1,000. Once that drag goes away, probably at 10,000 feet, we'll hit the chute. We quickly 1,000 down to almost 100. Quick bleeding of speed, which is good. That's what we want. Ground still hasn't quite rendered. A little blurry. That is okay though. $2,000 meters. We are how close to the ground? Right at 1,000 meters. Oh, something just blew up. Must have been the debris. Wonder where that landed. 400 meters off the ground. And this is saying 500, so that's 500 right now, 350. So the Kerbal Space Center is about 150 meters off the ground. And hopefully this should land a little lighter, since it's just the capsule than the last mission we went on. Coming down, we got about 50 meters to go. What do you say? Oh, maybe even less, 20 meters. Gingerly touch the ground. Success. And we will recover the vessel. Ooh, lots of science. Recover a vessel, 8. Mystery grew, 2.3. Mystery grew, 10. Oh, you see the second one really took a hit, and its multiplier. Which makes sense. One mystery grew at the same place, about the same as the other, so that second sample not too useful. And 5 science for the crew report. 25 science. Oh, that should actually help a lot. Let's see what we got. 2 reports. 3 hidden. Vehicle recovery. Oh, this is the first one we did. Survived a flight. Cover a vessel after a suborbital flight. That must be the second one we did. Mystery goo. Crew report. Corbin Shore. And in space near Kerbin. Let's see. What does that say? It seems we are very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us. Sounds about right. What does Mystery Goo say? The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to have become brittle. Very cool. And with that, 28 science, what are these going to cost? You're 15? You're 18. You're 20. Oof. You are not cheap. What is this? Radial decoupler, winglet, and a nose cap. So I think we're going to go with this one. This should allow us, these pieces of equipment should allow us to get into orbit and hopefully back down. Back down is definitely the goal. We don't want to leave somebody floating around in space. So let's research that. And that opens up, strut connectors for stability, a ground stability enhancer, another decoupler, a tri-coupler, something I haven't used really much. At the other end, you get a radial liquid engine and a fuel tank. It's a pretty big one. And with that, we are going to end this first video, successfully getting into space, not into orbit. And hopefully next time we can get into orbit, maybe even make a plane, put a satellite up there, for chance. We will see. Thank you for joining me. I'm Young Guru, and I will see you next time.